to the world. Subscribe now to the Hot 97 YouTube channel. It's Ebro in the Morning with Laura Stiles and Rosenberg.
Been on the radio 30 years, man. 30 years. Having conspiracy theory talk, telling white people about themselves, talking about America and what it deserves.
You never thought you'd see this.
Boy, the chickens came home to roost last night.
My Lord. My Lord.
You got what you deserved, America. You played around. You thought it was a game. All the falsehoods of news, fake news, and this ain't real. People in power standing by and not doing their jobs, of holding a criminal president accountable. Yo, he has over 30 people that have been around him during this whole time that have been indicted. He is currently grifting off the public, raising money and keeping it in his pocket, raising money for his campaign, through his campaign.
What about, don't forget the people, Ebro, who said, yeah, he's unconventional.
Losers.
I don't like everything that he says. Sure, yeah, he doesn't always say the right thing. But, I mean, you know, he's spicing things up.
Yo,
Losers.
We've gotten on this radio right here, Ebro, Laura Rosenberg, so many times and given this nation, America, the congratulations. You played yourself for this last president. And everybody thought we were overstating it. We're alarmists. It's never going to happen. Yo, look, I was one of those people when Donald Trump started running for president. I was like, man, they'll never let this bozo become president. Stop it. They'll never stoop to those levels. I was one of those. I was like, they're not going to do that. Right. They're not going to allow that to happen. The system as it works, listen, man, there's people behind the curtain. They're not allowing this bozo.
Right, why would they, right?
Why would they do that? That would ruin the whole mystique. That would ruin the whole value of the office. Well, it happened, and guess what happened? The whole value of the office has been lowered to a bar we have never seen before.
So it's like, why do they keep allowing this?
Well,
yesterday they allowed that too, because we know when they're ready to protect.
That's where I was just about to go, Sean.
Well, and before you go to the police, Shani, because that's a great place to go, I will give us the congratulations that, like Shani, I've heard you say many times when you talk about the political system, everyone is all the same. Ultimately, whoever is in power. This proves that to be false.
Well,
Donald Trump, this was not the plan. They got bullied.
No.
Was it not?
It was not their plan.
It was someone's plan. It was Donald Trump's plan.
It was Donald Trump's plan. But just so you know, they may have agreed with his white supremacy ideals. They may have liked some of his filth and nonsense. But the idea that they were fully in cahoots for this, no, this showed that he was able to go completely rogue. And for all of us who thought he's too dumb, he can't pull it off. No, he won't. He won't. Yo, guys, it's over. Biden was officially affirmed as president in the middle of the night last night. It's over. But this is where it went. He did it for 4 years, and he ended it with having his white trash masses desecrate the U.S. Capitol in the middle of a joint session of Congress.
Well, how did they let that happen, though?
This right here is the best season finale I've ever seen in my life.
It's not a finale.
No.
This is the beginning of a new season.
Yeah.
The final season
No,
premiere.
but that's what I mean. Like the final season, the final episode of the season.
No, this
before
ain't
the new
it.
season starts.
No, the
This is how they
final
started.
episode was the election and everything after that.
And we
the writers, the scripters, they call them the framers. I'm going to call them the scripters. I'm going to call them the writers. This is the beginning of a new season now.
I think
you
the
didn't
final
see this
season-
coming.
Yeah.
You ain't see this coming, and they left us in anticipation of what was going to happen. Was Trump going to be, was he going to step out? You know, was Biden actually going to get it? Was the states going to vote properly? And they left us on that edge. And now this is the first season, 2021. This is the first episode of the new season, bro. You see how they came in?
Because now, Kast, and everybody else listening, now it's like, yo, is he going to jail? Are they gonna invoke the 25th Amendment and yank him out? And then all of his fans, they go to all his concerts and buy T-shirts and flags. Are they gonna now be emboldened and they gonna be more hyped than ever before? Like, man, Bro, the trailer on this one is crazy.
Yeah.
Can we also point out real quick that from a numbers standpoint, right? What happened yesterday was beyond disturbing. We'll continue to lay that out. When you think about the good people who were out there protesting across this nation this summer, the millions and millions of people from all backgrounds in all cities, how many people, we can't even speculate the number of people that were out there protesting, all of us included. Mm-hmm. And then you compare that to that weak, sad little mob that showed up. Yes, that was it. Yesterday was the day. That's what he could muster. And fortunately, he has MAGA maniacs in the Capitol Police as Ebro.
Well, see, there we go.
Ebro finally got the answer. Ebro has asked every politician. We started rolling our eyes at Ebro when he started going, do you think there's white supremacists in the police? All right, enough. Well, we got the answer yesterday. They were posing for selfies with these maniacs, and they opened the doors to let them in the Capitol.
Hit them with the button.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Not near. And by the way, here go the other part. Not near one of them was hiding their face.
The officers.
They are not the officers, the insurgents. None of them are afraid of the repercussions because they know ain't ish gonna happen to them. Matter of fact, here's two things I want to point out. There were people calling the Capitol Police traitors. You heard that. They're calling the Capitol Police traitors. That tells you their programming is that the police, no matter what, are supposed to be on their side because they're white. You're a traitor for doing your job.
Wow.
Oh, the good ones were traitors.
Yes, the regular dudes who were just standing there doing their job. You're a traitor. Now, something else everybody else needs to process. Because you know I'll go straight conspiracy on y'all. Give me my music.
Here we go.
Is it a possibility that the reason that was allowed to happen yesterday was that it gave Mitch McConnell, Lindsey Graham, and the rest of them that want to separate themselves from Donald Trump an easy out?
By the way, if that was it, as much as I hate those people, they're never going to come to the right conclusion on their own. So I'll take that. Because yesterday was the moment for the Republican Party. Are they going to become the party of Trump for the next 4 years till he runs again? Or are people going to go, this is too far? I believe yesterday was the this is too far moment.
Of course, it was easy. That's a layup.
It's a layup, right? So
layup.
Wouldn't that have been a smart play by those bastards?
And that's why I'm saying these guys are cunning, swift. They didn't get this far being dummies.
But hold on, but Trump was still the one who incited it.
Yeah, and they let him.
But then after he did it, they were like, just let him in.
Just let him in. Because once they storm the Capitol floor and the world sees all of that, we are against this. These are animals. These are terrorists. These are savages. These are thugs. They all went to the script. Mike Pence had a goddamn speech ready.
Oh, Pence delivered. He had his presidential moment yesterday.
Oh, man, he was ready. Yo, where's my Lindsey Graham audio?
Lady G?
Lady G got to the mic.
We got it.
It is over. It is over. The final thing, Joe Biden. I've traveled the world with Joe. I hoped he lost. I prayed he would lose. He won. He's the legitimate president of the United States. I cannot convince people, certain groups, by my words, but I will tell you by my actions that maybe I, above all others in this body, need to say this. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are lawfully elected and will become the president and the vice president of the United States on January the 20th.
He threw the mic down.
It is over.
Yeah, he took the mic off the lapel and threw it down. Right after that. Yes.
Wow. So wait, are you saying you feel like they let this happen because this for the
That's
70
my
million
theory.
people, the 70 million people that went for Trump, this was a way to divide the Trumpers from the Republicans. To
Correct.
say,
Right.
We are Republicans, and those that you see acting like animals,
That's not us.
Those are the trumpets.
In other words, the Lindsey Grahams, the Mitch McConnells, all those scumbags, right, Shani? Mm-hmm. They are all scumbags, and because they're spineless, they all rode with Trump. But this was Ebro's suggesting this was their way of being like, let's finally get rid of this dude and move on.
Right.
It's over.
So we can put a microscope on his people specifically.
We can
Exactly.
separate. We can separate ourselves.
Right.
And try
And
to
the whole
rebuild the party. It's not a bad idea.
So you let them take over. Don't arrest them.
Yo, listen, they were.
Getty images with feet on desk.
Did any Congress people get hurt yesterday?
No.
No.
You telling
Got
me
him
if
outta
God forbid those animals, if God forbid they had seen AOC or Nancy Pelosi, they would have been in danger.
That's
They
right.
didn't see them because those people were safely locked away, thank God. So they probably knew they could be safe and let the animals run amok, let the imagery come out. I mean, by the way, I say animals. One guy was literally dressed up as an animal.
He had the Jamiroquai hat on.
Yeah,
So-
Viking. He's like a
He
Viking
went. They
warrior.
went from virtual insanity
the-
to real live insanity. The music video to this song looked like yesterday, except it was no black people involved. This video had all black people in it. Yesterday, yo, wait, stop the music. You know how good it felt? You know how good it felt to see white people on TV acting a fool?
It was comedy.
Yo, you know how great it was? And on the heels of black voters being super organized.
Wait, and hold on. You just reminded me something I got to say. This is deep. Black people have been mistreated, wronged, systematically, criminally, inhumanely, since 1619, since the dawn of this country. Over 400 years, black people have been treated like garbage in this country. Never, not once, netta, has there been a moment when black people have attacked the sanctity of our government and our country. Not once. These pieces of human garbage, these Trump supporters, they haven't even had his presidency end yet. They haven't felt aggrieved for even 5 minutes yet. And they stormed the Capitol.
Yo, but that's not the illest part. And think about it. They're mad because they think an election was stolen from them. An election? Yo, y'all better talk to somebody, or they don't know anybody black, clearly. You know how many lives have been stolen? Mothers, fathers, children have been stolen? Human lives have been... Y'all mad at an election? An election?
Right. Man.
An election.
And
And by the way, you know what they're mad about?
Huh.
They're mad that they couldn't devalue the niggers. That's what they're mad about. They couldn't convince... Yo, you know, yesterday, the Secretary of State in Georgia, they had a militia outside his office. They had to get him out of the building. The Republican Secretary of State in Georgia.
Oh, the one who Trump attacked on the tape.
The one who Trump attacked on the tape. The one that said, guys, there's no, what are you talking about? There's nothing here. This was a fair election. The people outside are like, you're going to make sure these niggers' votes don't count.
That is it. This is a movie. And in the movie, there's that white guy who was in the movie the whole time. He wasn't good, but he wasn't bad like the slave owners. He was like the other guy. And you're like, oh, maybe he'll be reasonable. And he acts remotely reasonable. And the evil white people look at them like, what are you doing?
You know what you're supposed to do.
You know what you do here. And he's like, no, we follow the rules, right? And they're like, no. Their only rule is the black people are subservient. That's the only rule.
And that's what people are mad about right now. That's what we saw in D.C. yesterday. That's what's going on. Because this election came down to black votes. America has only been working on being an actual democracy that it promises for 55 years. They are not used to black people's votes mattering.
So deep. That's so real. That's no time.
They're not accustomed to this. Like, what do you mean you're not? Wait, what? Georgia, that's the South. What? Of course. Stop it.
Yo, it's such an undervalued point, though, Ebro, because legal slavery ends 1865. But Jim Crow and everything else we're talking about, it goes for another 100 years. Yeah. So you only get to the 70s where we start the beginning of healing, start the process. So it's really brand new.
And don't even call it healing.
Yeah, not
call
even that.
Call it living up to the promise.
Even just starting.
Living up to the words on the paper.
Yo, I'm just saying that's the beginning, right? Like think about the Jeffersons. We watched that show. George Jefferson was a successful black man in New York, and we watched his character. It was a thing because he was an actual black person who was able to make a living and live in a nice building. That's the 70s that idea was shocking. So 50 years later, to Ebro's point, finally, people are starting to be able to fulfill what was owed to them. And the people who were once in power, their descendants are losing their minds. Losing it. It's going to be a ride. It ain't over.
Hey, yo.
It ain't over.
Hey, yo, get used to it, fam. This just getting started.